Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Dino, and welcome back to another episode of the Yapcast, the podcast where I personally yap and you get to listen. Anyway, today we'll be talking about by far a peak show, Invincible. Why? Because I'm allowed to, and we're gonna be talking about 10 things, just 10 random things about Invincible. No, this is like a fact for you or something. Just 10 things. All right. Anyways, first thing, animation. Because the Invincible animation is known for its stunning looks, um, how great it is, how fast it moves. Of course, the best part has to be Mark's hair from season 3. Uh, Genuinely, people complain about the animation a lot. And if I'm being really honest, it doesn't bother me that much. Like at all. If you hear barking, that would be my dog. Um, because like here's the thing. Like people watch like American Dad, The Simpsons was really popular. Like Family Guy is a show that exists. And like those shows are popular, and I guess the argument that you could make for that is like, well, listen, dog, they don't have literal PNGs, and here's the other thing, they're not action. But like the thing that gets me the whole PNG thing is that I don't even notice it until someone points it out. No. Like really think about this for anyone who's watching Invincible. Think about a scene that you didn't realize was a PNG until someone pointed it out in like a TikTok or something. Really think about that. And then tell yourself that the PNGs are bad. Like you can barely notice them unless you're actively trying to look for them. Except the dragon from season 4. That one was not hard. That one was not hard. But like episode 6 when Alan gets hit by the Viltrumite, like that's a PNG, but that's hard to see because it just looks normal for him to get pushed back, and you don't really realize it's a PNG till he hits the wall and it doesn't change. But like the scene switches so fast, it doesn't really matter. And like the other thing that gets me is that like you gotta love that people will like complain about the animation, but then we get like these like high budget Hollywood shots like when they're pushing the Viltrumite ship back into space and they're all posing, they're all posted up. Oliver's doing like the those star, like you ever done like the superstars, I think they're called, where like you squat, you jump in the air. Oliver's just doing that. But like I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Personally, like I enjoy the show. I think the writing's good. If I had to say it, that one dude who's like going around is like just showing that the animation really isn't that bad, just needs shading. Like I agree with that. I think they should shade better. I think they should shade and do lighting better. But like also for anyone who doesn't know, there's only 50 animators. You know, the episodes are 50 minutes. They get 1 year to write, animate, and voice an Invincible season. So they're kind of like on crunch time here. So I don't know, if you want better animation, you should push for longer work times and be like, hey man, this and that. And like I hear people do it for like the casting too. And like I feel like people focus on a budget too much. Like, yeah, JJK doesn't have that big of a budget, but also it has hundreds of thousands of animators and the episodes are 20 minutes. Of course JJK is going to look like high quality cinema, dude. And also it's in like Japan, right? Since it's anime. Anyways, like it just amazes me. Like no, really, Japan can get out a cinema level animation when they quite literally treat their workers like slaves. Well, I could too. Why do you think cotton production was so good in the 1800s? I'll tell you why. Because they just didn't give slaves breaks. Like that's not a good reason. Anyways, the animation really isn't that bad. I think that if you just stop being a hyper hater, you can enjoy the animation. Okay, and I'll admit it's definitely not the best. Like I've watched I've watched. Now I know I'm about to say like the forbidden three, the three that you should not mix in a pot together. But I'm watching the Amazing Digital Circus, Hazbin Hotel, and Invincible. Especially Invincible and the Hazbin Hotel. Those two do not work in a mixing pot. You will openly get crucified for talking about those two in the same sentence. But I'll admit, the Amazing Digital Circus and Hazbin Hotel have much better animation, but I feel that Invincible has better writing. Alright, next thing. Honestly, for female leads, because I feel like that's been a talking discussion among some people, like Sarcastic Chorus. Go check him out. I like him. He makes fun of reviews on Invincible episodes. If I had to talk about my opinion on female leads, Debbie's the GOAT. Eve got nerfed, like, at the end of season 3 and in the beginning of the current season we're in, season 4. I feel like Eve got nerfed because not only did they make her pregnant, but they just focused on her being Mark's girlfriend too much. I feel like her being Mark's girlfriend just like actively ruined like her entire thing here, and that saddens me because she's a really cool character. And like there's nothing wrong with her being pregnant or anything, obviously, or like being Mark's boyfriend. I mean, boyfriend. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Girlfriend. Like there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but like they just didn't write it so that she's still a compelling female lead. She kind of just got tossed into the back lines. Like, she got the equivalent of, like, hell of a boss, like, female writing. And it sucks. Definitely, though, Zoe, as a female character, I don't care, honestly. I feel like Tech Jacket being a girl is fine. The only thing that I don't like is the Tech Jacket suit, because why does her helmet look like a cancerous tumor? Okay, why it's such an atrociously large helmet. It kills me, dude. It looks like a cranial tumor just strapped to her forehead. Anyways, she's not that bad of a character. I think she's funny. I like when her and Alan are playing video games. I wish that they quit dog wagging her because, now listen, I get it. As a bunch of people will tell me, the Invincible variants weren't that strong. But, like, also, she dog-walked, like, an Invincible variant, so I would at least expect her to get, like, some decent punches in on a Viltrumite, when the only thing she did was that she lasered one Viltrumite, did 0 damage, and just pushed him back, dude. Like, literally, you did the equivalent of going into Minecraft with a stick and chanting with knockback with using cheats and then hitting something. You did nothing. And then she's about to get absolutely obliterated from existence if it wasn't for Mark coming in there and banishing Anissa to the Shadow Realm. And that just annoys me, dude, because I feel like Tech Jacket's such a character, and even in the comics I hear that he got dog walked. Like, why? Just let Tech Jacket, like, have a moment to be awesome, dude. Literally, your own version of Iron Man. Yet he is somehow the exact opposite of Iron Man and is like the least cool character. Like, Iron Man is the coolest character in like the shows and movies. And somehow Tech Jacket is like the least cool character, and the only thing that keeps him going is the fact that the suit is aura farming. That's the only thing that keeps Tech Jacket alive in the series and the comics, is what it sounds like. Okay. Next thing, Thrag. What do I think of Thrag? I think Thrag, I think he's fine. I don't really have an opinion on him because we really have seen him do it. I feel like if you form an opinion on Thrag, I feel like you've already formed an opinion on show Thrag. You've kind of already lost the plot of what it means to just like enjoy a show, because literally he's had like a combined screen time of like 3 minutes. Like, I promise you, dude, for 50 minutes per episode, and we're on episode 6, so what? 5 times 6, that's 30, so 300 minutes. 300 minutes worth of watch time, and, like, he's only been in, like, 3. That's less than, like, 1%. Like, I feel like if you're already gonna hate on bro when he's had literally 0 screen time, then just get out of here. And, like, for the people who go, Thrag should sound more intimidating, dog, we don't even know what Thrag's actual voice should sound like until now. Like, comic fans will act like they know like they know how the show should be written. Like, dog, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the comics, not to be rude, as Sarcastic Chorus put it, the entire point of superhero comics is not actually about the super part. It's about the part they're supposed to go on forever, so they have all these dramatic plots and stuff. This is a TV show, okay? This is going to go on for significantly less time than the comic series. The comic series came out in like 2007 and finished up in like 2019, I think. So, obviously, that's supposed to go on for quite some time. But this is a show, so it's not supposed to do that. So, honestly, jeez. So honestly, with all that in mind, I feel like the idea of acting like these comic fans think that this should be like this and that is kind of annoying. Anyways, back to the point. Thrag's voice. I really don't care. I like people who keep saying that Thrag's voice sounds like a baby. I think that not everything needs to sound like G1 Megatron. I don't think everything needs to suck the Earth planet dry. I don't think he needs to constantly be Link, and I don't think he needs to sound like Kratos on some boy, get them boy. Not everything needs to be gravelly, okay? Not everything needs to be gravelly or screechy. Like, he could just sound like a normal person that's just like an evil dictator. Like, I don't like why. Think about it. Though is that to be an evil dictator, you don't need to sound like a psychopath. And like, I see the people are like, why didn't he help fight on the main planet? Because why would he do that? You have to take this from like Thrag's point of view. You are in a species where the kids are so strong that they can eliminate small villages. The children are strong enough to like kill small villages, and you haven't had to lift a finger for like thousands of years. So you think sending 20 full grown people of your species who have not been like bested in like almost anything since a virus came out, and now all of a sudden you're getting beat like that, like like, of course he's expecting to win when the average Viltrumite can just shoot their way directly through a military base and make the place blow up like Chernobyl. Like, of course. Like, why isn't he fighting? Because there's 30 Viltrumites down there. If they really wanted to, if the Viltrumites were smart enough, they'd just crash their way through the center of the planet and blow it up. And, like, people are making fun of him for being obsessed with Argyl's skull, and it's just like, what's wrong with, like, I'm so confused. For those who didn't know, yeah, that's Argyl's skull, and, like, he's loyal to it, and people are like, why does he care about this skull so much? Because it's the skull of if he is emperor, an emperor who served for thousands of years and was heavily cherished by the people, and you people act like the fact that he cares about this literal historical relic of his people is like something a 5-year-old would do. Like, that's the equivalent of like, if me as an American, if I was the president and I had like George Washington's coat like hanging up in a corner of the Oval Office, and the White House was burning down, I went to go grab that. People were like, "Why'd you do that? It's so dumb. It's literally an historical of like the first leader of America. Like, why would I not go back to get that?" And then people will complain about the fact that like we missed parts of the war. We missed like a whole half of the war, which honestly, that is like the most valid complaint I've heard about episode 6. I do not care if Mark had to go for like 2 months, dude. You could have at least made us miss less of the war. Like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of annoying. Like, I feel like what they should have done was that they should have stretched out the war for like the last 3 episodes. Like, Mark heals, they get rid of the ship because Thrag tries ending the war early. Boom. Okay? Real big, cool scene. This is like the first third of the war. This episode 7 is entirely on this middle part of the war, which the middle part of wars is always the longest. Okay, so it'd be perfect. The last part focuses on the end of the war, okay? What's happening, how this is going to end, everything. Like, that's how it ends. Like, I feel like that'd be a perfect way to break this up, and they just did not break this up like that, and it's really annoying. And low key, Mark and Oliver getting together, that's really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. You know, my entire thoughts on Invincible are good show, season 4, good season. That's kind of it. If I'm being honest, probably gonna end it here. So this was my rant about Invincible. I'll probably make another one like specifying like more specific or something. I actually yeah, I'll do 4 episodes for each season, like just giving my general thoughts of like every single season in like one like 20-minute episode. So that's gonna be it. This is Mr. Dino. Have a good day. Out.